Yeah, let's do that. All right, so good morning. We're gonna be shooting the Shiz-nit with your boy DL. This is not what I do on Facebook. That's why it's on YouTube. This is my first stream live on YouTube. This is something that I'll probably be doing every day or every other day. Just talking about a few of the things that are going on in our society today. I'll go backwards sometimes, and sometimes I'll go ahead. But one of the events that made me decide to start doing live on Facebook, talking to Shiz-nit, is the tragedy that happened in Texas over the weekend on Friday. And it wasn't just the tragedy itself, it's the accumulation of tragedies, the simple accumulation of similar tragedies. High school students deciding to go to school armed to the teeth and killing their fellow students and their teacher. We in this society have taken to politicizing this tragedy or these tragedies. And we're wanting to talk about gun control. I am first and foremost an ardent supporter and advocate of the Second Amendment because I understand what the Second Amendment is for. Civilians and private citizens should be armed because if they're not armed, only the militia will have the armed forces. And what that can create is an open door for tyranny where the private citizens can't defend themselves. So you're doggone right. The citizens need to have the right to bear arms. Where I lean a little off course is how far do those rights extend and how much do we as citizens deserve to have those arms? You know, what is the limit to the firepower that civilians should have? Should we have the exact same firepower that the military has when they go out to fight? No. However, at the same time, when the military is done using those weapons, they should be made to put those weapons up. They should not be able to use those same weapons that they use to fight a foreign war in against their own citizens. Don't believe in that. But my bigger issue is this. In order to buy a car, let's forget about how much you have to pay for a car. But in order to buy a car has to have a tag, a title, registration, insurance, and the person that drives the car must have a license. Those are some of the regulations that you have to have in order to have a car. What do you need to get a gun? In some states, the money. That's it. So we need to do something about that. Not any responsible gun owner, any person worth their salt that's in favor of the Second Amendment should universally recognize the need for background checks. The reason is very simple, guys. Come on. We keep talking about, well, if we don't allow citizens to have arms, only the bad guys will have guns. Where do you think the bad guys get the guns from, people? They get it from the good guys who leave their guns irresponsibly outside or allow access to their firearms easily. But worse than that, they allow their children easy access to their firearms. They're children, people. So we need to stop thinking liberal and conservative, Republican and Democrat. We need to start thinking as citizens of the United States together about how we can control better the use, the purchase, and the acquisition of firearms. Shouldn't be a big deal. But that's really not even what I'm here about. Because we can politicize this problem by talking about gun control, but that really isn't even the problem. The real problem is children control. The teachers that teach our kids don't have the right to chastise, discipline, or punish them when they do something wrong. Yet we expect them to not only teach them, we expect them to counsel them, nurse them, be a babysitter if need be, a social worker, a chef, for some of the lowest pay that a professional gets. And you talk about what we need to do. We need to pay our teachers more. But let's forget that for a second. So our teachers can't discipline our kids. But now all of a sudden, everybody wants our teachers to be armed. So you can't whoop my kid, but you can shoot him? No, there's something wrong with that. The bigger issue, however, is we don't allow our children to be disciplined at school by adults. So which in turn allows our children to be disrespectful to those who teach them, to those whose care they're in, sometimes up to 8 hours a day. Moving right a little bit. We don't allow prayer in school. No, we're going to have some people, well, why should we have school? The country that we live in, the United States, is a land of religious freedom. And I get that. But what I also recognize and understand, the country was born on Christian fundamentals, the foundation of Christian principles. The school during the time when kids had guns in their cars, gun racks in their trucks. I went to school in the South, so there were a lot of hunters and four-wheelers, white kids, they did that all the time. Even black kids had guns in their cars, unbeknownst to adults. But when we got in trouble, nobody never thought to say, I'm going to my car and get my gun. They put their hands up and they fought. We have taken that ability away from our kids. Us as parents, our generation, we failed our kids. And for some of us, we failed our kids, who have in turn failed our grandchildren, who are now school age, by coming up with this crazy notion that kids have rights. I understand that kids, the struggles that kids go through, the times that they live in, and that they need a lot of protection. Well, the protection should be starting at home. And how they get that protection is by respecting their parents. And how you get them to respect their parents is let them know right away, you guys don't have rights here. No, you didn't ask to be here, but you are here, and you should be thankful that you are here. And while you are here, this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship, run by a parents, whether it's single parents or multiple parents or whatever. They run the house. The kids should not be allowed so much latitude that if you whoop them, they can call the police on you. Really? Come on, man. Where did that come from? And why is that? Kids should be allowed to know the realities of life. You're going to go to school and you're going to be bullied. Put your hands up and fight the bully. Don't go shoot them, and don't go shoot your innocent classmates. Learn how to fight with your hands. Stop being so sensitive about being bullied. It's just bullying, Stop being so sensitive. We made our kids so sensitive, and they become soft. Like the slightest insult hurts them so bad that they want to take pills, and they're so depressed that they want to kill themselves. We've allowed all of these things into our lexicon, by making it acceptable and okay to say, let it out. If you have to cut yourself, let it out. It's okay. We'll counsel you. Sometimes kids are bad. We need to stop trying to find a psychological or psychiatric diagnosis for bad kids and just say, my son's bad or my daughter's bad, and whoop their behinds. That will go more towards rectifying the bullying and the ostracization of kids than any psychiatric medication or psychiatric diagnosis or counseling that we can give. And that would also prevent kids from feeling so bad that they feel that they have to go get a weapon, arm themselves to the teeth, feeling so ostracized that they have no friends, that they will go in and shoot up a school. We need to teach the kids that are bullying better. Listen, just because today you have on a nice pair of shoes and some nice clothes, tomorrow this can all be taken away from you. Parents need to stop being so arrogant and stop allowing their children to be arrogant. Parents need to take more time with their kids in school, be more involved in their school, their children's school activities, not just the sporting activities, the science fairs, the meetings with the teachers. Get to know your teacher so you won't be so upset when they chastise your kids. Let them know that it's okay to chastise your kid. Listen, if my child disrespects you, chastise them. If you need to, paddle them. You know, don't kill them. We're more concerned about teachers paddling our kids than we are about teachers having sex with our kids. That's a problem. But we as an older society, we have to stop being afraid of our kids. We need to grow up, and we need to train our kids. It's no more about gun control. Now it's about kid control. Start controlling kids, because they're taking over, and they don't even know what they're taking over. All they know is that they're able to walk in school with a gun and shoot people when they get mad because somebody didn't take them out on a date or somebody didn't like them for a day. Children change their minds so often. Your enemy, your worst enemy on Tuesday will be your best friend on Wednesday. Children need to be taught that. We've lost grasp of teaching kids that. You know, we let them get on social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, all the like, make memes, shoot fight videos, post them all over the world, and we're making them internet famous. What kind of word is internet famous? You know, we have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. Stop making your children internet famous or infamous. Just allow your children to be children. And my thoughts and prayers go out to those people, not just in Texas, but also in Florida, in Georgia, and wherever these crazy events are happening. But it's time for us as parents and adults to step up. Don't worry about the guns. Worry about your kids. Teach your kids about guns. Take care of your kids. Show them attention. Show them love, affection, and compassion. Learn about your kids. Don't let them go in their room and close their door. Go in there and open that door and talk to your kids. Find out what's going on.